Hello everyone, welcome to episode 7 of Yuan Bo on Legendary difficulty, and we're doing this sort of cinematic campaign. Let me know, I try some different things, so let me know your feedback, by the way. We can get for 7 turns Zebra weapon strength for Jade warriors, or we can get some more base missile damage, which I prefer. That also helps on the Eshin location. Lots of weapons, lots of items that we get, and the caravan finished, which means another item to get, so that's perfect. That actually helps a lot. The Von Karsten blade, it gives regeneration and frenzy, so yeah, so far it seems everything is great. On this location everything is fine. On the Clan Eshin location, we need to start pushing. I thought I could reach to Nongchang, but he managed to get it first. Hopefully I can, confederate Cao Ming sooner or later. Rather sooner if I can. So, in terms of the bonuses, I'm thinking that he should have the Von Karsten blade. Let's fuse some items. A Nukucho's crossbow. Okay, that's good to have on the support one. There we go. And you should have also a talisman of endurance. No, because that is for whoever has some healing. Talisman of preservation for Yuan Bo. The caravan. I should remove the items from the caravan. Talisman of Endurance. Yes, it seems good. The battle healing cap, it means that he is going to regenerate for quite some time, so I only have to take care of him a little bit. Then we can get others with the necessary items that they don't lack. I can give her the Crown of Command. It's not exactly the best one, but... Okay, do I want the banners here? With her? Or with Jun 2? I think I'm going to give the banners to Jun 2. Thinking, is there any unit? I'm actually checking the army compositions. And the Crown of Command. Yeah, I don't have anything else to do, so might as well just use it. Definitely the Luminarch lens, so that I can get a little bit of casting on this army, because it still doesn't have a caster. So yeah. And he's gonna get the Feather Foe Torque. Let's get some ammunition and less attrition, definitely. I am most always for the caravans. I just focus on whatever I can to keep it going, instead of having it, just have that army without anything else.
The strategy of surprise. Power in the blood.
And let's recruit some more Nangao Grenadiers. I'm gonna go 2-4, so because we're counting on a lot of infantry and those can be quite good. Let's go for defensive formations here.
Welcome.
That's excellent. And on the other side, we're about to go into the negatives in terms of recruitment, right? So Yuan Bo's caster, oops, go to the sea.
Moving out.
There we go. Let's get a Jade Warrior crossbow. Can I get a local recruitment capacity? I think it's better, yeah. And some more pottery and gold, that's for sure. That's we all need. We need pottery and gold. What are we playing? Civilization? Okay, Sinting the Watcher. I think he's gonna go for that Dragon Blood Shugengan Lord. He does have some uniqueness. So this is his line, basically. He can have Enchanted Metallurgy, Hawkish Precision. So a lot of stuff for the hero army, including upkeep for Terracotta Sentinels and Jade Lions. So basically he's focused a lot on the constructs, which is good, but he also focuses on Sky Lanterns and on missile units. So a nice missile unit based with the Jade Lions, with the the terracotta sentinels is quite nice. It's quite nice. So yeah, I can get a lord, maybe with some jade warriors, just to have some shields there, and then focus mostly on infantry units, on missile infantry and the jade units, which I can already construct. So who knows? That army that I had predicted may suffer some changes, but that's of course the natural progression of this. Now I can attack this. Do I have any issues? Yes. Nilosi can barely reach there. If there's another army nearby, I'm dead. So I have to wait. I have to ambush and to bait. What do I want to fight? I always want to fight. Can I take that army? I don't think so. I spend too much time idle, says he, baiting me to attack. What should I do? Should I attack or should I not?
What is this foolishness?
She only has 18 units. Maybe I can attack and then sack. I can also do that. I can sack, retreat, recover, and I'm getting the second army. I think that's a better option here, because I really don't want the lizardmen getting more units. So an auto-resolve is out of the question because I do lose some units. Let's fight it out on the battlefield then, shall we? So first line here. A second line of archers. And, oh, the music hasn't changed. Well, changes now. There we go. It's almost like I had, I wasn't watching the progression bar. Sorry about that. So, the biggest deal is the enemy missile units. I'm trying to send my flying units after the pterodons. And of course, I'm going to reserve some archers to deal with the flyers, while the remainder focus fire some of the Saurus. Biggest problem is that I have here the low ground. But I do have the war drum, which is excellent. And finally, it's mostly Jade Warriors. So yeah, this army is about to get much better later on. Here's the first person view, or third person view actually, of the war drum. Yeah, I'm on the low ground. This is the worst part of it. But for now, I guess it's fine. I'm actually managing to send out my my archer units away. They were flanked, so I'm gonna go and get the spearmen against it. These pterodons are fighting versus my archer units, but they're under attack by other archers. Hopefully that will be enough to deal with them. So yeah, the enemy had a lot of melee and is focusing on my units, on my missile units, but we'll be able to succeed here, especially with Yuan Bo having transformed and wrecking his own enemy missile line. Alright. So all seems to be going really well. The low ground is hurting a lot. In case you do not know, low ground can, depending on the inclination, can reduce your melee attack or end weapon strength by like 20% or 25%, I believe that's the number. So that's considerable, actually. So that's why you should always have the high ground, like Obi-Wan Kenobi told you. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. Don't try it. That was my poor non-Yoda impression. I do a better Yoda. Next time, maybe. But that's the victory. That was close, it says, but it wasn't. I got a lot of kills, but most of those kills were from going after the retreated units. I always go because it gives me a little bit more experience. And yeah, we managed to sack the settlement, and in forced march we can reach my lands, and that's perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. So I managed to have the sack income as well. It all adds up together really nicely. So rolling skies, that would be nice because of the flyers, but we destroyed a few of them, so I don't need that.
What is this?
And Nilosi cannot reach us. That's a forced march movement path that we saw. Always try to check those guys. This guy is not replenishing, so he needs to stay put.
Astromancer of Grand Cathay.
And there we go with the heroes.
Gate Master, I must rest.
Azir provides.
Dragon-blooded Shugunga. Serve.
Okay, do I get something else? Or just like this? I think I don't need that. Okay, Kule, you're going to advance. As soon as you can recruit some units, you're going to do so. It seems like everything is just fine. I can get an aggression pact here with the defenders of the Great Plan. They only have one settlement, so they're kind of like about to be destroyed. Military alliance, I can get one with Western provinces. I don't think I saw that while I was browsing there, though. Yeah, I now see it, but I didn't click it. It's fine. It is not going to hurt us. So we're trying to get this settlement at least from the Skaven, and it's going to prove to be difficult. It's going to prove to be difficult because, of course, Eshin is not over. On the other side of things, what do we have? We have Morathi that is trying to take out some damage on us. It's going to be dangerous. And then, of course, we're trying to get the third army on this place, which finally now has some halberds going on for it. Yep. So, Yuan Bo's caster, I'm going to use him as a scout. Nilosi is over there. Juntu is back here replenishing. And I can give him some units or remove some of the units that I won't be requiring. Maybe I could give some of these mercenaries. Yeah, that feels nice. Feels a little bit better. I'll leave one room, which is for the Astromancer. And Gentoo definitely can go over to the Ziggurat of Dawn, capture those places. He doesn't need a full army. Yep. Let's move here.
Dragon's Acolyte.
And finally, I have my caster here. And I'm gonna move into ambush and see if Nilosi comes over and gets ambushed. Let me just spot.
Gate Master,
Yes, there's a secondary army.
you have much to learn.
That's why you scout, guys. That's why you scout. I already was planning on the ambush because I was thinking there's gotta be another army there. But Yan Xianyu, she's gonna join with Saiteng, the Everwatcher. No, it's not the Everwatcher, but I just love how the names are always, you know, always the same. It's like they didn't run out of names, that's for sure. It's not like there's too many Wanderers or Slaughterers. Gen 2 support is going to reach him, that's for sure. And what decision here in terms of building? Do I want a Longma one? Do I want some more income? Well, we're suffering terribly in income. Definitely we need it. And we're going to have troubles with income unless I do something about it. But yeah, that'll be with this army. It is going to be a Pyrrhic victory, but we are... Well, they spotted us. That's a big problem. So if they spotted us, it's not like we can do too much about it. But we can still do some good damage. There's not enough infantry there. That's for sure. That's a lot of missile units. And I have what it takes to deal with missile units. My own missiles. So yeah, let's fight it out on the battlefield. Positioning is, as always, having two lines, one of missiles, but this time, because they have so many missiles, I'm gonna leave my flyers up until the very last point, where we're going to attack wherever it is more vulnerable. So the Jade War Drum is going to be with the reload skill, the Disdain of the Dragon Emperor, basically how it's called, which is quite an area of effect. People don't realize it. In this manner, it affects my whole army. So, yeah, it's a great effect, and it helps out tremendously against this. So let's watch the Dark Elves, really well positioned. This army is terrifying, actually, because it can cause a lot of damage really fast if I'm not careful, if they happen to just pinpoint one specific target and focus fire it. It's dead really fast, so you gotta be careful with this. Both masters are approaching really on their cold ones, and this helps out tremendously because I'll be able to give them some hurt, maybe even kill one before they become a problem, or before the rest of the army arrives to support them. So, a typical mistake from the AI to send these guys in, even though it's quite a nice unit to send in. You can see that it barely suffered any damage, yet even though I'm using my my ogres, my man-eaters with pistols to shoot them. A nice spell that I missed out. I still don't have the cooldown here properly, but I really wanted to make sure that I would hit this at least a couple of units. I managed to salvage the worth here, but I really wanted to do this at least sinking when they would retreat from my flyers, and that didn't happen because I was focused on other locations. But still, that's a nice spell, protecting my units that are not being targeted. And with the missile fire, all that I need to do is ensure that I'm hitting the units without shields so that they all retreat. And I'm sending in my flyers now. My shielded units have done it, what it was necessary of them. So the battle's going really well now. Time for Yuan Bo to attack the enemy lord. Murderous prowess while the enemy army is fleeing is always nice. And I have to be careful at this point. Yuan Bo, it's having about 75% of my focus. Not because I need to tell him anything. I just need to ensure that he's not targeted by the enemy missiles that would shred him to pieces. Sending in the war drum, it's also a nice possibility. This is just like a giant magnet for arrows. And I thought I can actually use it to breach through the archers because, yep, it's not like a fighting unit, but it can be used as a chariot, even if it is just to force the enemy to get in melee. And the more targets that the enemy has to use, and that's the point, the more targets that they have, the less they can focus fire, which is the danger with such an army. You don't want to give them one target at a time. You want to give them several so that you survive the battle properly. That is what is making these crows quite effective as well, because the enemy is not focusing any targets, and I have barely the amount of melee units to go after the remaining stuff. Of course, army losses is gonna help us out a lot, and that's a nice victory. I didn't kill too many units, but the purpose was actually to survive with most units intact, which is not easy. Not easy against such a full army of missiles almost. That's how you deal with such a type of doomstack. Just give them too many targets for them to focus fire. Timing is quite essential here. So very minimal losses, even though that's close victory. And I'm debating whether I get army replenishment or treasury here. Yeah, army replenishment feels good, especially considering the situation. So the good news there is that Western provinces have declared war on the Blessed Dread. So right now we are just ambushing or trying to wait. Notice that Miao Ying is actually pushing from the north and Zhao Ming is managing from the south. So it's time to start getting some of the territory from the Eshin, from Clan Eshin. I don't mind if I take too much territory, if I take if I take too little territory from them. All that I kind of wanted is to have like a military province here so that I can build up some armies in the area. On the other side, I might gate for the Fallen Gates. I also want to get the Ziggurat of Dawn and Skegi. And yeah, I managed to get over there. That's perfect. And overall, as soon as I finish off this plus Morathi, I'll be in a great position to pursue any of my goals. Usually that will be to control all of Lustria, and that's exactly what I wanted to go for.
You waste my time.
I could get Rally, but I'm thinking that spells are a little bit more important. Blossom Wind, I liked it, even though I botched some of the uses. Well, not botched. I had to choose a target, and I was like, okay, no, I cannot hold any longer. I'll have to go for it, especially because ranged units always kind of dodge it. So I was kind of happy that at least I got some result from it. Can decisive victory this one. By the way, this is not with the beta. I wanted to try the Proving Grounds, and that, if it can be applied to the current campaign, then that's what I'll do. Okay, nice, I got some Celestial Guard units, the RORs for them, which is perfect. I'm gonna use them as a recruitment situation. You know, if I need to raise some armies, I'll use those. Because for now, I'm happy with just the Jade Warriors ones. Let's get some exotic animals here. I really want to get that tier 3 there. I'm suffering a little bit in terms of income, but that'll be fine. Income from city as well, 3 turns. That's perfect, actually, for us. What can else we develop? Should I go and attack Jiangxi? Doesn't seem like it. I had to retreat from that location because the enemy was bringing 3 armies. We don't want to deal with those. I always prefer to go slower when on legendary. I always recommend don't take too many risks. Already defeated a major enemy here. So, skills. Do I want the 10% weapon strength or the charge bonus? I'm thinking that the charge bonus is better for the style of army that I'm going to have, which will have some Onyx Chroma, it'll have some Jade Lions later on. So, I can always, you know, reset if needed. Armor is plus 10, it feels just poor. You know, it's good for him to survive because it gives him a lot of armor and missile survivability, but I'm preferring the... Oh, apologies guys, I had to yawn. I hope you guys didn't hear that. It's what happens when you have a kid that wakes up at 3 a.m. and goes to sleep at 6 a.m. So yeah, I didn't have too much sleep, but YouTube doesn't wait. So, we can get some more trade agreements here. I was telling before, of course, I picked the charge one. So, as you could see, I already gave the reasoning, so I feel it will be fit better, the type of army. I could get an alliance with newer colonies. I really am not favoring that. Oh, it gives me a lot of money to get a military alliance, which I really want. Could get a confederation there, but I really don't want that. Peace with Exotal, no, I want to destroy them. And now I can upgrade some stuff. That is nice. Yeah, the Grand Cannons. And what else do we have? Oh, we have outposts. I don't think an outpost with the Gold Tooth it's fine. We're worth it. So I think they're going to be destroyed. So yeah, Doesn't seem like it. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you guys very much for watching and for the support for the campaign. And bye-bye.